I am inspired by this theme of health, and I have really poor health, like many chronic conditions, and a kind of big condition that seems to be looming, burgeoning, that I don't have diagnosis for and don't really want to get. And my parents, my dad had really poor health, and I was told once by somebody who was giving me a Reiki session as a friend to see a homeopath to avoid inheriting stuff from my mum, which made no sense because she was a healthy one. But she did end up with this chronic illness that's kind of looming for me. So my question is whether I have legacy energy involved with these health conditions, or whether I have parts that are trying to show loyalty to my parents and have the same stuff as them. I don't know. I'm curious. Anything they can give me on this?
Any guidance regarding legacy energy or parts involved in these health issues she is experiencing? Any guidance regarding legacy energy or parts involved in these health issues she is experiencing? Okay, so they're saying deep legacy, and it's almost like there's a hesitation to call it burdens. And when I say that, they're saying obligations, and then they say perceived obligations. They're saying obligatory roles, or what the parts perceive as obligatory roles. Really emphasizing this obligatory aspect, or this perceived obligatory aspect. They're saying they believe that this is their duty to hold on to this. And they're saying to show them how it's not. They're really emphasizing, show them how it's not. They're really emphasizing that. They're saying, show them, what does it look like to be free of these things? So, okay, I feel like they're showing me a couple of things. Where do you want me to start? What do you want to show me first? Okay, so they're starting with, what does it feel like for the body to be free of these things? Like, they're saying this is where your imagination comes in. Just imagine, like, freedom and robustness and energy, and they're showing like freedom of movement and like deep nourishing breaths, and they're showing someone just kind of moving their body and just feeling so comfortable in their own skin and their own physical body, so deeply comfortable. And now they're showing me like sleeping like a baby, just like sleeping like a deeply comfortable baby. They're talking about like what would it be like if your body was like this, the most comfy warm blanket ever, or kind of like, you think of what it feels like to get a great massage, or to be in a hot tub, or like a super comfy bed, and they're showing with like the softest blanket and stuff like that, showing like what if your body could feel like that. And just like invite them to come into this imaginary experience where you imagine what that feels like and the freedom that it brings. And now they're coming to the parts themselves. And they're saying, have them imagine if and when they choose, what it would be like to be free of the role. Like, just reminding them, they don't have to get rid of the role. They can have that experience in their own minds. Just just imagining that in their own minds. They're actually showing like you can create a room where they can go in and it can just all of a sudden magically give them that experience. For as long as they stay in the room, they can have that experience. And the second they choose to walk out, and they're showing like, you know, you make it so the door is always open. They're always welcome to walk out. They never have to stay there a moment longer than they wish to. And the second they're like, nope, I'm done with this imaginary experience, they walk out and they go back to what they had before. But it gives them that experience without them having to set their role down.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about how it can kind of be like a, you know, if you did like a VR headset to experience something without actually having to physically experience it. They're talking about the safety that that brings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're just saying to do this with them if you so choose and they so choose. And they're really gently but firmly emphasizing that if they so choose. They're just talking about how it's so important that they have the choice in this. And they're showing, show me that again. What were you showing me with that? They're showing like a really skeptical part over here, and that one's like way back here, and it's not about to enter the room, but there's some parts lined up. There's a part in it. And then now they're showing this part over here that's so skeptical about it, and its jaw is dropped because it's seeing these parts come out, and they're saying regardless of whether the part picks its burden back up or leaves it out or whatever it is, like it's just watching how they're changed by that experience, even if they pick up the legacy stuff right back. You know, they're happy to have it back. They keep it. There's still something different about those parts. And so just starting with the ones that are open to it, and however long and in the way that they're open to it, it has a ripple effect that it's they talk about a ripple effect, but it comes with like the most it's beautiful, beautiful permission that it comes with, because it does not push any parts to do anything that they are not ready for. It's one of those paradox things, where because it is so allowing of them being exactly as they are, that it opens up that space for them to choose something different. And again, they're saying it, for some it might be something a little different. You know, they might just feel a little bit more free for a while and just kind of stay with that, and others might just be like, I'm done with this stuff. I'm done, and well, I'm so glad to be done with it, and now I'm free.
Mm.
How does that land?
That's great. Thank you,
Mm.
Emmy.